How about now? Can you hear me now? It seems like the music's a little loud. We'll turn the music a little down. Okay, yeah, music going down. It's supposed to just be background music. Anyway, thank you so much for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. One of these days, we'll get it to where we can actually, watch each other the whole way through. But go get the kiddo. That's amazing. I'm glad everybody's here. Today, we're going to be doing a game called the Beginner's Guide. If you've never heard of the Beginner's Guide, thank you so much. Where is that shadow coming from? This way. Oh, I knocked over a lamp. There, okay. Green screens only work if you light them up properly. So I told my wife I was going to start a stream. She says, this early in the day? And I said, yeah, this early in the day. And I said, I need streaming snacks. And she immediately comes back in here with potato chips and Slim Jims and all that. I was joking, and she jumped up and ran to the store. So I am loaded in that way. Let's move over to the other screen. Now, this is called the Beginner's Guide, and I've played a little bit of it. This isn't a completely blind playthrough. Also, somebody type something in the chat so I can see if it comes up on this screen. I guess I could do it. Hello. Yes, okay, so it's still on this screen. Overlays are brand new to me. It's pretty crazy. Also, there's a tip jar over there somewhere. So, fun stuff. Have fun with that. Anyway, so the Beginner's Guide, I am not entirely new to this. I have seen it a little bit before, but I definitely didn't get all the way through it. And he kind of explains it. This dude finds a bunch of games on this other guy's old hard drive, and we're kind of going into a bit of a psychology trip, trying to figure out, like, why did he do this, and was there meaning behind it, and stuff like that, and we kind of see the development of this thing as it goes through. So let's go ahead and get into it. That's the wrong window for me. There we go. Begin the game. Also, when I did play this, it was so long ago that I don't remember a thing. Please make sure audio is on. I hope it is. I'll tell you as soon as I hear something, and then you can tell me if you hear it too. Controls. Seems pretty standard. There, I can hear people. I want to play the Stanley Parable too. Can y'all hear him talking? Can't hear anyone else. Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure that the desktop audio is going out. Advanced audio properties. Desktop audio. Chat. Whatever. Monitor. Add audio output. And it's from the device. No, wait, that's for my output. Add audio input. I can do this. I really can. Add audio input capture. And from that we shall capture none of that. Rode NT. It says that's for desktop audio. Let's do the sound check real quick. All right, test output.
Front, right, front.
Do you hear front, right, front, left?
Front, left, front, right.
Yes, okay. So then hopefully that means you'll be able to, let's restart this. That's still not my window. Restart
Coda
this.
in early 2009, at a time when I was...
I said restart. Quit to menu. Begin again. Now I can hear him. Perfect. Okay, so he's going to explain some stuff. Apparently he wrote the Stanley Parable, and I want to play that. I have not played that yet. controls are good. You're golden now. Thank you so much, Bibbidi.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide.
You're welcome.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today
Monster,
I'm
welcome!
going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some
Says all this
personal
like it's a
stuff.
true story, but I
And
have to
his
wonder.
work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Okay.
It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
We can walk
And
around.
mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts
Dude.
from the simple aesthetic of a desert town,
There's boxes
he then
floating.
scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person.
Right?
And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this?
Like, what's this?
This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So,
Weird.
it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder.
Right.
So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
How?
And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together. Is
How did
because
this guy get the
I
hard
find
drive
his
from
games
him?
powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As
proper
each game is
something we can
loading,
play.
I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Does anybody else find this fascinating? Kind of a look inside somebody's head based on the art they're creating. Also, I think it's just amazing that somebody could just sit around throwing together this stuff. Like, how do you just make this? Just
Whisper machine active.
We're playing a game.
Structure imminent.
Whisper machine active, evacuate
This
immediately.
game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's
Okay.
one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Guess we go to the light. I guess we don't go to the light.
You can click to fire the gun.
I can fire the gun. Okay. We got around that. Are we escaping yet? There's not really anything to
Security
shoot
call
at.
breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Hostile alien life
It kind of
forms.
looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then
Correct.
clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Not
You
yet.
can't
They're
even
inbound.
reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Oh, that's
Enemy
great.
force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
Begin ship evacuation. Okay, this infamous Foxcat and hosting Looter Engineer. Welcome, welcome. How do I evacuate? There's nowhere else to go. Oh, wait, that door opened. Okay, let's head out that way. Ooh, I see stars. We're on a ship. Ooh.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Awesome, the bottom of the universe. I've always wanted to visit there. I mean, you live in the universe, but you just don't go to these places till someone comes over. Ah, we opened. Awesome. Can we go back? Probably not. This is starting to look like a bit of a maze.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it.
No joke.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
You've been to the bottom? Oh, we skipped the labyrinth. Okay. And we go in here. Still
Okay,
evacuating.
this is the part that's interesting.
Okay.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and
We're
then
stuck.
you get to the engine room.
Okay.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
My body.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it?
This is some real psychopath test stuff right here. The door opened. Doesn't seem like I've got a whole lot of a choice there. What do you say, guys? Shall we go into the beam?
This is not a branching point, unfortunately. The only option is to step into the beam.
I think he heard me. Let's go into the beam. And it died.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh. Okay, so this is what happened instead with his problem. Huh. We're out. There's our maze.
The beam causes you to start floating.
We're in the big
And this is
big
an
room.
important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but
I don't either.
what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he
Yes.
stops work on this and moves on to a stream of
Stops
tiny
work.
little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
This is the part I don't understand, is why do you stop all of a sudden? Like, oh, look, I've experienced floating away. I think I'll scrap the entire project and start something else that now looks like, doom. The past was behind her. Can't go forward. I can go backwards.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh, brilliant. I think the music's even playing backwards.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete.
Why does the
Coda's
future
trying to
keep
give it a
changing?
unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
That is a little weird. Things are changing when you can't see them. When she stops and looks up, it becomes clearer. Nothing up there. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because
Yeah.
it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
November 2008. Oh, this reminds me of what Kat was just playing with the terrible, terrible flashlight. It can't seem to go but only in this one direction. See, he had a real... You are now entering. This isn't ordinary darkness. This is...
And that's it.
Advanced darkness.
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay, he promised. Everybody heard him. He promised. Nonsense.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games.
Wow.
He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him.
No longer
And I don't
exists.
agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
You make a game and sell it to me, and then use that to try and convince him to continue making games, obviously. Now, clearly he wants me to go up the staircase. There's no way I'm doing that, right? Can we see the bottom of the universe now? Can we walk off? We cannot walk off. And I don't think there's going to be anything over here, but...
I know it's
Wait, find
tempting,
out.
but there's actually nothing over here.
Okay, fine. I swear this dude knows what I'm doing. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so I think we should have to go up the thing. Let's go up the thing. Shall we turn around and walk backwards? I don't know, maybe. No different. It is getting slower and slower.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why,
I'm still
if Coda's
holding
not
forward.
showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
But I could eventually reach it like this, I guess, but enter it is. Let's do it. What? We got wall writing, guys. We got wall writing. Press U to surrender? Doesn't do anything. Hello?
A room that's warm and nice
It did look
and
nice.
filled with little ideas for games.
Standing on an X, staring at a bear for 3 hours. That's an idea for a game. You must
Coda would
address-
often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that
run
it
a
takes
shop
time to
inside your
really see
body.
that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Guys, this is weird. You play as a loud, bodiless sound, walking around confusing people. Actually, I would play that one. That sounds like a fun weekend. Ready, set, fish. I hate needing two hands to play games. I need another hand just for drinks and snacks. Maybe I should get one of those things where you put the cans up here like this, and you put the straw on the top, and it would be difficult to talk. Get in there. We found a door.
Well, this is new for Coda.
Oh,
It's
we
an
can't
actual
get back
puzzle.
up.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
See if I can solve the puzzle. Okay. I solved it. Yay! We opened the door. And we go into the dark room. And we don't. Ooh. There's Smuke. Where's my flashlight? Can I shut the door? I can shut the door. Wait. We open back up. Ah! Hold up. Shut and in. Oh, I might be screwed now. Wait! Was that there before?
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
I won't.
We're
There's
gonna
3
see
dots
them
on the
a
wall.
lot.
That looks like a Coco. Okay. You guys know what a Coco is? A Coco demon is a Portuguese freak thing kids would draw and stuff like that. You know, a little ghost monster that has those 3 dots, like a mouth and eyes. And that's where we get
So that
coconut
seems to be
from.
it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple
Yay.
enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Anyway, so those 3 dots on the end of a coconut look like that. And so it looked like a cocoa bean face, so that's why they called it a coconut. It had nothing to do with cocoa. Let's remove the walls. Oh, freaky. Oh, this is... No, nobody has time for this. Nobody has time to make
How
all
about
this.
that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the
But
point
you
is
would
the
never
same,
know that.
is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I have no idea. Loading, January 2009. This looks familiar. We've been here before. Wait, there was a sign before, wasn't there? Oh, it was up here. You are now entering. You are now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Well, let's find out. March 2009. Second year. The Great and Lovely Descent. I made something like this once. It is on my YouTube channel. It says a virtual house tour. I built the house, but then outside
Let's
of it
talk
is
about video game
nothing.
development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do.
Okay.
So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Interesting. There is no back
To make
door,
all
no
of these
back
games,
window.
Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly.
I can jump?
One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Well, at least it's, disabled.
The tools available to the
Friendly.
creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
It's a picture of a dirty plate with a knife and fork on it. That looks like a real picture. I wonder what it's from. So if I can get back through here. And that is a Fulbright staircase. I guess we're going down. Can we? Nope, look, I made that. This must be that outside door that I couldn't get in. Let's go on down. Oh, it got weird again. Everything looked fairly normal. And then it got weird. Oh, I fell off. This one lets you fall off. Can I get to a thing? I didn't die. I'm not sure this is where I'm supposed to be at this point, but I didn't die. So, I mean, that's something, right? And I didn't take fall damage, which is unusual. In person, I normally take fall damage. I'm not gonna lie. And I missed. And ooh, there's a bottom. There's a bottom and a staircase. What is that? How do I get to it? It's encased. I can't get to that. I don't know what that is, but I can't get there. That is not the sky I just left. What do you guys think? Left, right, or center? This is center. We got lights to the... You know what? Maybe this doesn't go anywhere. Maybe we don't have options. We don't have options. Okay, never mind. Left and right don't seem to go anywhere, so we'll take center. It looks like something between a bank and a place where they slaughter cattle. Get over one of these. Are these moving? I think these are moving. Ah, stuff's evidently moving. Was I supposed to get off here? Okay. Yeah, I can't go that way. And I can't go that way. Okay, I guess we're going this way.
This prison, funny enough,
And
in
we're in jail.
Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, let's do. How does anybody find out that it would keep them for an hour? People would uninstall
This
the
is
game
something
and
that
then-
he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible?
Right?
And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
There wasn't. Man, how do you even make this stuff? How does this guy sit around and just do this? I want to make games that nobody can play. And we have
It's
that
the puzzle
door.
again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay, same solution. Then we go in.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. It's very dark. Listen. No more doors. You there? Did you come up from above?
Here,
What was
Coda
up there?
begins using a kind
Speak.
of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Oh, that's weird. There's a world stamped whiteness. We're in an enormous prison I spent hours in. There were these colored blocks. I was in a prison. That's the world above you. Get in there. This is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did. Or maybe I shouldn't tell him. I don't know what difference it makes here. I mean, I'm stuck. Tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. How to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Something else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Well, let's talk about that prison. You don't want to go over there. Oh, but we do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I thought that was the prison. What's this? There's nothing I want more. Is that it? Oh, the other door opened. The other door didn't really go anywhere. Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? No, I've been right here this entire time. Yeah, you want to know how to solve it? No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Was there black space? I don't recall a space between the doors. I actually don't. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll visit again soon. Yeah. I'll pay close attention. And it opens. That is not the same hallway.
And And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Walls look like cotton. Is this the black space between?
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Right. Now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
I think I got this far before, but I don't remember exactly. So that was March 2009, this is April 2009. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All the notes you see are left by other players. Nice room, not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda.
Okay.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level,
Can you guys hear
and
me?
it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like,
Hello?
I have to be friends with this person.
Reasonable.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention.
Everyone read this.
I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious
This
about
makes
it
me
and
sad.
very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness.
Oh, Jude,
I
look
see
at
this person who's filled with
Look at
thoughts
this.
and feelings and beliefs
This goes on
and
for a
has no
while.
way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I've ever seen.
But it's ironic, isn't it?
I don't feel
that
like
in playing
living
this
because
game
nothing will ever
and
be
seeing
as
how
majestic
alone
as that.
Coda
I
often
never want
felt,
to see.
that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him.
I never want to see.
And I have to be honest
again,
with you,
if
this
nothing will
idea
ever
is
be that
really
beautiful again. I'm
seductive to me.
crying now and
That I could just
ripping my eyes out. I must
play
go do
someone's
that
game
now.
and see the voices in
Oh.
their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy
And he wrote all
in-person
this.
socializing.
And
I could just get
can't
to
fall
know
off
you
this
through
time.
your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Just looking for someone to talk to. I refuse to believe. But it's blood, okay. I need to go to the bathroom. What about the cave over there, though? Free t-shirt. Need other side door. Why you so? Door how open? Make aim include door. Cannot open door. Thanks. Open sesame. Okay. Ooh, a painting. How far does it go? How far I go? Is that one of those things where you cross your eyes and then you can see the picture? Ethical? Okay. Hang on, I gotta try this. Yeah. Wait, it might be. I don't think it actually is. I don't think it's a stereograph. Help, I'm trying to speak. Hey guys, how's it going? It's about how messy from up close and how perfect things look far away. From up here, it just looks like dots. Well, you know, it's because it's dots. I assume, right? We're all here now. There must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret, he kept it well. I beat the game, yeah, right. More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Took me 20 minutes to log in.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Doesn't make sense, the second door on oak. Oh.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Give me a second. A bunch of typewriters are turning out Shakespeare, I think. Speak. Man, that's crazy. Let me check something real quick. Let me see if I can do my mic. Can you still hear me? Is it echoing now? Yes, you can hear me, or yes, it's echoing. Both. Okay, so that one didn't do it. What if I do this one? Can you hear me? Capture audio. Yes, it's echoing. How about now? Still. This is a good one that I got here. Something. There's a lag. You speak in the chat. There's a bit of a lag while it transcodes. When you answer with full thoughts so that I know which thing you're saying. Now it's choppy. I think we got to go back to echo. Is it bad? I don't know what it sounds like. Let me see. If I unmute this. Let me see if I unmute this. Let me see if I unmute this. Let me see if I Hold up. Testing? Is there any sound coming out here? No. It's feeding back somehow through the thing. I don't know. Let's see if the game still plays. Continue.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Does the game chop or repeat? The game sounds good, so it's just me and my mic. Okay. I go to my soundboard. I go check my soundboard. I got my input device says Rode into USB Mini. And then down here, input capture audio, advanced, desktop audio, monitor and output. Can I hear myself? Can I hear the game? I gotta unpause the game for a second. Okay, so that's not echoing me. Active sources, Rode mic, monitor and output. Ooh, there I hear an echo. Mute output. Okay, is it an echo or does it just sound like I'm in the bathroom? Is it repeating words or is it just sounding like an echo chamber? Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, that just stays. So this is on. Actually, there might be. What if I go to filters? Hold up, I can do this. Who says I can't do this? Rode mic, minus 4.3, monitor off. Okay. And then somewhere else, if I go to audio capture, advanced properties, and this is desktop audio, monitor and output. Yeah, there's that. What if I turn on... The choppy's gotten much better. Yeah, that probably means just something is going on with the network. I'm going to continue like this. Let me know if it gets bad. Okay, so he says this one's just going to spin its wheels for a minute, right? So we got a cage we can't get out of. There's a well over there. There's crepuscular rays. Something floating off that way. I can't tell what it is. Another realistic looking picture. A sofa that we can stand on but not sit on. Wait, did this open? Was that closed a second ago? Let's go in here. Ooh. That's the same picture. And that looks like the same hallway. And this looks like that path that we were at before.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it.
Can't get
You
back
just
in.
walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Is this the same assets? What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Oh. TV with surround sound, refrigerator, or a giant hole in the ground? Well, obviously, a giant hole in the ground. Yep, that's exactly what I asked for. Okay, how about along the wall? 10 stoves lined up, washing machine. Huge picture for us. Yep, okay, good. We should light the room up. Yeah, absolutely. Live Tesla coils in each corner. Why not? Close enough? One more? And a table. You need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. We're gonna pick 3. Tables were invented in 1935. Hello.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
That's what we call postmodernism.
So okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello. Please walk forward. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Ah, good to know. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click this table. Good. Go to the photo frame and turn it slightly. Turn off the floor lamp and then back on. Go to the left side sofa and move it over a little. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay. Oh, there's our Coco again. Return. Alright, everybody remember that in case you have to escape the prison. Oh, now we're in
And
a
of
prison.
course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Right.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
It's a nice prison.
Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Then how is it a prison game? Well, there's our lamp. You can still jump. And we got some kind of box here. It's a phone booth. And we're locked. Talk about your anachronism. Hello? Who is this? It's me, I'm you from after you escaped the prison. Oh, that's awesome. Prison. As in jail, as in bars. Oh, that's me, I have to choose. One, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped prison. You're me? No, I'm you. So you were trapped in this prison too. No, not two. There's just the one of us.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
It's strange in a way. I kind of miss being in the prison. Ooh. Why? Was there anything that you felt good about? Being here sucks. True? Maybe I don't like things once I don't have them anymore. It was comfortable, but I knew my limits, I knew my place. Don't you feel excited about getting out? The promise of freedom? How is that what's good about the prison? We'll check it out. I'm excited. It's the only thing that matters to me. It's the only thing that keeps me going. Well, now I don't have that, I guess. Exactly, I have something to care about, something to look forward to. Wow. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. Wow. You can tell me how you feel. What? That'll free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just tell me how you feel. Okay, I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Go on. And it stopped going on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games.
Why?
After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
I suppose.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
I don't think he knows anybody else. Well, let's go find out. It sounds
To me,
cold
this
here.
environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Okay, so there's a door up there and a door here. And I have to go through the dark to get there. I guess we'll check out the light first since we're already here. Oh, there's a cleaning dude. Also, the door's shut, so much for making choices. Hey, cleaning dude. There's a spilled cup over here. Well, goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might have to clean this entire house by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everybody knows lonesome hands make lousy homes. What? Are we cleaning this whole place?
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
That is I don't know, that would weird me out to look up a skylight while I was taking a bath. What do you think? Another room right here. This is the answer to that dude. I'm cleaning this whole place. That's the story, little one. Don't worry, we'll be through the mess in no time. I promise I wish there was more. Why don't I finish up here? Would you mind clearing the table? Oh, that's a messed up looking bookshelf. It looked open, but I can't go outside. It's just a window. Okay. Closet. Closet doesn't open. You have to go through the bathroom to get to the bedroom. There's no other way in or out. Oh no, here's a way. Okay. I'm about to say, that seems like a problem. So he wanted me to do the table? Oh look, I cleaned the table. Much nicer, that's the table I want to see. Well, then nobody's standing around there. Now would you go to the bedroom and make the bed? Man. You sure I'm not the only one working? Make the bed. That was hard work. That took forever. Now I'll go straighten up the rug. Little details matter. What rug? That rug? Okay, straight. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. No, it's not. How'd you end up with this job? Number 2. A friend dragged me along for a time when I was particularly desperate for cash. I've had that job! Turns out it felt so good. Yeah, that is not how mine turned out. Now, never did like cleaning my own home. Because some demons ain't ready to face yet. Speaking of demons, did you put the couch together? Good grief. Is the couch that bad? Pillows. Okay. Looks like someone spilled a drink. Yeah, I was telling you about that, man. And I ended up cleaning it up. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. Okay, lay it on me. That's not cheesy yet. You're stalling. No, it was stupid. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. What can we do that? Because I'm not the one whose head says clean. There, I did the filthy dishes. Now the tub. No, you're not human. You're a clean cube. And you're not doing anything but making me go around cleaning the whole house. Wow. It even scrubbed out the cracks. Books on the bedroom floor. I don't see books on the bedroom. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's much nicer. That's much nicer. Yeah, perfect. Now, come in and clear the dishes off the table.
After the intense set of prison games, his house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a
But we
particularly
already did
difficult
this.
or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Are all houses this easy to clean? Yeah, right. Darling, let me tell you something. In your lifetime, you're going to clean a lot of houses. And among all of those, a few of them will stick out as truly wonderful, beautiful experiences, and none of them will be ones that were easy. Just think about that while you smush up.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly
Yeah, it
happy
doesn't end.
all the time. He just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Now there's dishes in the sink. Oh, he's got the cheesy thing. Hold up. It occurs to me, it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt weird about saying that. You're right, that's pretty cheesy. But, yeah, it's a bit of truth, I guess. Depending on what you think a soul is. Anyway, so... Clean box head. Ooh, can I click him? No, I cannot clean him. Click him. Books, go clean up the books. Thanks. Man, he's just standing there. He's just standing there while I do all work. You think it's easy cleaning up everything you've messed up here? There, I clicked it. Now the pillow's on the sofa.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Is this peaceful? I don't know. Question.
But,
you
of
enjoy
course, it can't last.
Let's
The
go.
music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well.
What?
Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
So if I stop here... in the dark space... Not real sure what he meant by that. See, the echo has been looked at, discussed. Yeah, it's just this microphone. I've got to... I think that's just the way it sounds. I've got to get a filter for it or something. And we found the end lamppost.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
So what if I come to this one first? Would it have let me? I have no idea.
This
Welcome
one
back,
gets
Miss
a
Fox
bit
Cat.
goofy.
Did you get the little one? Everybody safe? Why did you come here? Was it to improve your life? To get a better job? Was it to make relationships more meaningful? No! You came here to be perfect. Oh, I'm in a chair. Your workshop is going to teach you to be perfect. Awesome! I always wanted to do that. You want your friends, the people in your life to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Yeah, I've been there. Right now, look at your own life, selfish, ungrateful, compared to whom you feel useless. Perfection is within your grasp. Why do I keep shifting seats? The question is not how to do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? Effortlessly. This is easy. So easy. So easy.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Sauron lost his contact again.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, good. We got notes. Okay. So there's somebody up there listening. I thought I could move around the classroom. I can't get over there. That's That's a lot of screaming for the black hole coming to eat us and all. Oh, I have a choice. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? Okay. Well, let me tell you right now, it isn't effortless. Not much the right answer. Oh, I see. The other ones are grayed out, so it's the things that he's thinking of. And I'm in the way. You can't see. He says, I still love you, it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. But then he says, this one. Torturing yourself right now to find out the solutions. Drinking is not hurting my life. Black hole. No, it's not in the classroom. It's pretty far away. If you're torturing yourself to find the right solutions, you're not doing it right. Yeah, the things that he's thinking but not saying are the weirdest. I'm developing a cyst. Gross. Seek out only the one thing. What is easiest, the simplest path forward. I mean, if there really was a black hole in my classroom, you know, I would be taking care of that anyway, or at least take care of it. One of the, you know, she's a good teaching assistant. She would help handle that while I can continue the lecture. There is no truth, there's only the path. Do it as easy as, do it as simple as, feel what is true. Sometimes my nightmares look like this. Yeah. Nothing, no one.
I felt pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm choosing.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
That was weird. That was beyond
This
weird.
one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
There's particularly ugly carpet. Oh, backstage. Stage going this way, stage going this way. Wow, there's the stage. Man, this looks familiar. Oh, I miss working in a theater. That's a big place. Oh, hello, we're on. Alright, the performance is beginning! Places. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. We're at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Okay. I'm leaning on the wall. Good, stay right there. The one across the room, in her chair. Hello. As a professional photographer of animals, it is your dream to photographize animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go say something to her. Okay, and I can say hello, or sorry I have to leave, or where's the bathroom? Which one shall I pick? Donde style banjo. Let's start with hello. Hello? Is that it? I'm sorry, should I have asked the okay, that's not a conversation. You actually need to converse with her being a human being. Do it again. Fine. Where's the bathroom? I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all of my hopes and dreams. Wow. I'm super scared right now. No. That's not what I said to her. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. Focused, successful, wise, happy. And she's putting her happy face forward. I was confident. For some reason, I was just confident. Wow, some stuff came up. Maybe it's that you need to get a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. Give you some props to work with. These cones bounce when you touch them. They will represent the people nearby. Yeah, that looks more like a pinball thing. That is exactly what that is. This is a pinball. Oh, man. Now talk to her again. You must have worked really hard to get here. I'll bet you learned to lean into the pain. What are some hard sacrifices you had to make? Let's ask her that one. Sacrifices. You're messing it up again. You'll freak her out of the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Yeah, but you didn't like hello. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this. Everything was riding on this. I'm gonna try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh, everybody came away. Stepping back from the stage. This goes further than I thought it was going. Whoa. It's working. This is what it was like.
The game ends with this eerie premonition
hello.
of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
And we're gone.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
2010. Now he stopped this at 2011, right? So we're getting close. Moby's Trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Okay, let's do it. That sounds like a lot of fire. And I hear... I should probably find my keys. Great. Well, that's, moving forward. And I'm opening my eyes. What the freaking crap? I'm blind. Oh, it's the whisper machine again. Somebody help me, somebody do something. Okay, well, keeping my eyes closed didn't actually help. What's going on? Captain, what can we do?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
There is? There's a giant open door with my vision went black. Please don't do this forever. Please someone talk to me. Oh, that thing is coming in. That thing is coming in. What does this guy say? I'm gonna be killed by a giant door. That dude's doing research. And yeah, okay. We're gonna run this time. Can't see anything. What's going on? Does this go somewhere? It goes up. Truth? Let me just stop it as for someone to speak honest. My work is always fun. I can't keep making these. That's it. That's the truth. Oh, wow. I don't feel any more.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing.
We're gonna be okay.
It was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out.
More desperate?
This game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Loading December 2010. Hello, where am I? What is this? Oh, that's my choice. Well, I got punished for saying hello before, so how about where am I? Oh, I gotta where? Okay. Where did this island come from? That's pretty messed up music. Hey, look, we got another island. Shall we jump for it? Yeah, second island. It's everything I ever wanted. Is that a person? How lovely! It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. Well, my other island disappeared, so now I'm down to one again. I'm completely out of ideas. I have nothing left to give my work. When I try to create, I feel empty. I don't think it makes a difference what I pick. Hey, look, another island. Let's go to this other island. What happens to mine? Yep, it disappears. Oh no, what happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going, but it stopped. I used to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. I'm trying to find this engine. Okay. And we got another one. Will this disappear before I leave? Can we get that one? I don't want to find out. Wow. That's gone. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far! Oh, good. Great. And what is up with that accent, dude? What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it to know why it stopped. Yeah, take me to it. Is it this way? I can't.
If the last
I
game
can do that, but
featured
there's a
Cody
problem.
talking explicitly about his creative frustrations,
Guarded by a
this one
difficult
turns it
puzzle.
up to 11.
Help
Now,
me solve
put
the
yourself
puzzle.
in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he
Deal.
keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Don't know. Perfect. Come along, let's show you.
Because, from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was
The
in his
door.
own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone,
I've solved this
not
before.
releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no
Wonderful.
outlet to ground himself on.
First, you have to open the door. Now you have to open the door. Or close the door. So that's one. Yeah. Alright, what's next? Now press the switch here. Huh, that was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way.
Nope.
You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
I don't know about that. I mean, you could always draw a face on a volleyball or go to the builder workshop. There's ways of dealing with that. There's no machine here, but there's crying. What is going on? Words on the wall. Where am I? Deal with all this before. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Okay, sure. Making games is easy. Ooh, it broke. Ah, that feels wonderful. But it wasn't true. Why did the walls just crumble? Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Why did the walls just crumble? Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. What happened to your accent? Keep saying creation is easy. It is easy. It never stops being easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. That sounds like oh, more walls are disappearing. There was a world stamped whiteness.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked
Keep going.
really unhealthy
It's
to me.
such a simple solution. Every time I
I
make
was
something, I
watching
feel
him do
better
this
about
to
myself.
himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of
None
suffering.
of this is helping. I'm gonna vomit. Where's
This
the
is someone I
machine?
really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become
Patience,
angry
you have
and
to trust
frustrated
me.
like
I
this
promise this will
was the
work.
worst thing for me.
Pain breezes effortlessly off me. Okay.
I don't know.
Yes, Mom,
This is
keep
what I
going.
felt at the time. I don't know
No
how
shame,
else to
no
explain
fear,
it.
no guilt.
I wanted it to stop more than anything.
Hey, it's my prison.
I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Somebody in there? There's somebody
But it
in
didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The machine. I am the machine! I wonder if that's the guard. Ma'am, glad to see you arrived safely. Is Coda a girl? You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick, I intend to be quiet, I intend to be brutal. I intend to be quick. Nothing else around. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. And one more thing you should know about the machine, it calls itself Coda. So that's the press. Yellow. How did you capture the machine? The machine. It would be an honor to shot vodka with the machine. Do you know where the poisonous games have come from? What will you do with it? Wow. I wonder which one of these has the correct key to the box. This dude's got a hammer. I feel like the press doesn't usually show up with a sledgehammer, but, you know, what do I know? Ooh. It's the machine.
And of course, it's the machine.
A machine called Coda. One, you stopped. I'm speaking to the machine. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Stop feeding us. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you put them through? We possibly go back trusting you to do this job only because of your creations that any of us can make through any day. Those people out there. So you've been so alone. You have to admit the people. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. So here's what's going to have to happen. You're going to have to apologize to them. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. No? Nothing? I have seen the thing you fear. Or, think carefully, I know how to hurt you. Alright then, I will apologize to people on your behalf. I don't really want to apologize to people that brought hammers. There's a lot of people out here that brought hammers. My followers! My friends! My followers? It falls on me to deliver bad news. I have a troubling revelation. They both mean the same thing. The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. It will not apologize. That is not. This is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We don't need its games. That's what it. We don't need its games. We make our own games. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. Let's show it that we're not failures. Follow me, we'll destroy the machine. Or follow me, we'll destroy everything the machine has created. Let's kill the machine. It's gone! Oh, it's the stage. And that's gone too. And now I have a gun! Okay, this is getting... Oh, wow. That's an amazing gun. Trinette, I need one of these. That is quite the gun.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people. To get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Oh.
And so, as I'm thinking, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Dunno. Only one way to find out. Whoa!
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
I think he's got potential. Wish I could make games. We found the machine. Put down your weapon. It's gone. That's the weapon again. I said... I can't move. Can I jump? I can't do anything. Can I shoot? I can shoot.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So
you don't
anyway,
have a friend, do you? This Coda
finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's.
Oh boy.
This one is called The Tower. And to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
The Tower.
So let's take a look.
I'm in. Let's take a look. June 2011. All right. We're in the tower. That way is dark, and that way is dark. I guess we go into the dark.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
It's a very tall place.
this room actually has a maze in it.
And me without my portal gun. Hello? What was that?
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all.
Yes, I see.
But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Okay. Wall.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable.
No
Like
joke.
the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Oh, that looks like a timer. Let's go push the button.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Oh, I was already on it. Missed one. Now it goes. I can tell you right now, that was going to take a little while to brute force. Oh, stairs. Awesome, that was the maze down there, okay. We're ascending the tower. That's something. It's so dark, they need some way to light the path. We're descending the tower.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that
Brilliant.
it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix
I feel like
the
he's messing with you. He freaking emailed you this on purpose.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
Okay. Is that the switch right there? Yep.
Was I a
Alright.
failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel
You're
it's
not a
something.
failure. You're being bullied.
I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person.
Yeah.
I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
I don't get why some people get closed off like that. What's the point of doing anything if you
I just
can't?
felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
That's another thing. What makes you think you screwed up? I don't get that blaming either. If you're interested in my games, I need to ask you
I'm
not to
the
speak
reason
to
that
me.
you stopped making games, aren't I?
What the
because of what I
freaking
did.
crap?
I poisoned it for you.
That's messed up right there. Freaking breakup text.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. You've so
And
infected
the
my
people
personal
who
space.
played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Yes! What the crap? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Probably not. Giving them something that is not yours to give violates the one boundary that keeps me safe. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them. I thought he was the one adding lampposts. Also, if he's doing that to other people, how would he know?
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
Yeah, we talked about the mic. It's just echoing here. I'll have to fix it after
What does
this.
that mean?
Let them be what they are. When I'm around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. The fact that you think I'm frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Thank you, though. Thank you for telling me. If it had been something I could do, it's nice for somebody to point that out. I realize this doesn't make sense to you just yet. It makes sense to me. That's a thing, actually. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. Oh, he gets that. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you're wrestling with.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. if I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me?
Yeah.
'Cause I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself.
I'm not touching
Please.
it. It's moving.
I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Man, this dude's really messed up. Epilogue. Ooh, is this the lights on in the tower? No, I was looking up. Okay. I thought that was the wall. Okay. Wow. Looks like a really fancy bank or train station. Can't tell which.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
I like that too. When people tell me I've done good. But I'm not gonna die if they don't. It's a train station. Where to? It doesn't say. Oh, we can get on. This is creepy. This looks like the kind of train a vampire would ride.
Solution.
And that looks less like a train at this point. No, I guess it's a train. You really shouldn't back a train up into somebody's yard like this. But there's a big house over here. So who wrote this epilogue? He didn't claim that it was Coda.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
Maybe when he told you to quit doing that, you
just
quit
likes
doing that.
making prisons.
Instead of doubling it down and selling it to me. If this was real, this is obviously not a true story. If this was real, that dude would have sued him all around the world and back.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
This carpet needs to be cleaned. It's in here too. And the darkness. And the faded black. Am I on? Oh, I'm on. I was waiting for a menu or something to pop up. Huh. We head toward the light. We always head toward the light. Even though nothing is making light.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be?
No, it's totally
It's strange,
real.
but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like,
Yeah.
I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Being out of prison and not having that to look forward to anymore.
what now?
You'll have to find someone else to harass.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Of course you gotta go through the portals here. So again, even in this context of this game, who supposedly made this that we're walking around in right now? That is a hole. And that hole may be where we are going. Yeah, I think we're gonna jump in a hole. Pop. And no. Ow. Oh, the ankles on this dude. I guess we're about to go through this door? This is weird. Oh, it just stopped. Okay, I was about to say, what happens if we miss the door? And isn't this the train station again? How does one person sit and build something this big? Who has the time? I get that whole companies will put stuff together like this, whole teams of people, artists working on assets and programmers and all this kind of stuff and writers. But how does one guy build a world this big, even just for a demo? Especially if it's not what they're doing for a living. He was doing this and not showing it to anybody, so, you know, this is just what he does in his free time. Even the soundscape, you know, how does one... Oh, it's the light thing. Brilliant. We're supposed to throw ourselves into it, sacrifice ourselves. I feel like this is the end at this point. Yeah. Well, there we go. Yep, and we fly above. Except this time we're in the nothing. Well, the darkness. Hello! Now this you could build, because it could just be procedurally generated. Still really cool looking though. That's messed up. Everything disappears into that memory pad. That is crazy. And gone.
Turn back,
For R.
turn
That's
back,
not how you spell Coda.
escape. You said, let me pray.
people.
But
That was kind of cool.
goes for miles and miles and miles.
So what did you guys think of this game?
And you're so tired.
His real name was Rhoda all along.
But
There you go.
I know
Solve the
that
puzzle.
you're strong. So turn back,
Cool music though.
turn back.
I love this game. I always look for the category and watch people play it. This was me playing it through. I'd never seen it. I mean, I'd seen it before, but I had not played it through before. And so I was just seeing most of that for the first time, except for the very beginning. So glad you're here. Absolutely glad you're here. We are coming up on the 2-hour mark, and I was only planning on doing this for about 2 hours. So this kind of fit in. So I think we're going to head from this over to the... Yeah, over to the chat section. Let me quit out of that. Alright, let me turn down that music. Music should be background music only. Okay. That fixed the audio? Yeah, there's something about that other scene that's got to have multiple audio inputs that's going wrong. But I tried fixing it earlier. I tried doing a bunch of stuff to it, and it just absolutely would not do it right for some reason. Well, this stream has been sponsored by nobody, as you can see right there, this space for rent. I've actually got some sponsors lined up who would be happy to do that, but we just haven't gotten the capacity for that just yet. I appreciate all those who came out, especially all those who came from Miss Fox Cat's raid. It says there's a bunch of people here, but most people are lurking. Is anybody still around? DM me your poem. Do you mean that? Would you like to randomly receive poetry in your DMs? I can accommodate. Also, I have no idea what's supposed to be in this spot here next to the sponsor rent thing. Is there something that is not showing? Dying Moon. I don't know, I feel like there's something there. Sometimes I do receive poetry. Alright, well, it's getting hot in this room. It is over 80 degrees. It's at an angle. It's almost 30 degrees Celsius for those who do it in, everywhere else meter. So I think I'm going to call it quits here. I appreciate you guys coming out, and I will see you next time. Hopefully, we're going to stream something on Sunday evening. I'm in Texas Central Time. As if you couldn't tell, I was in Texas from my amazingly thick accent. And hopefully Lisa will be... Oh, that's what that's supposed to be. That's Lisa's camera. Is not available right now. Okay, that's why it says Lisa Polly underneath there. Alright, yeah, follow us on Twitter. Check out the... I'll probably upload this to YouTube. I have 2 YouTube channels. I'm probably going to combine them. The other one didn't work out. As soon as I made one just for gaming, to put just the game stuff on, all of a sudden my main channel got like 80 new followers in the next month or two, and that one got nothing. So that's where that goes. So, yeah, I guess we could raid. I guess we could find somebody to raid. Let's see who's online. We could figure that out. There's a button somewhere, sure. Raid a channel. Alright. Anybody have a raid suggestion? I saw what you said, but we got the PG filter on the chat here. We really do like to keep this PG, if possible. Yeah, it says... Okay, why won't that reload? Let's try that one more time. Create a dashboard. Raid channel. Ah, pick a channel to raid. Okay. Does anybody have a channel to raid? We shall go and see who we've got. Recommended channels. Somebody's playing Faz. Everybody's playing Faz. Let's pick somebody who's smaller. I don't know who Squishy Trev is. Play stream coffee midnight. Epilepsy headphone warning.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Extra objects in living room.
Let's do this guy.
I thought so.
Just for fun. Here we go. Thanks for coming out.
Oh no! I thought there were extra objects in there.
Alright, just stay around long enough for the raid.
All the intruders are
Oh, have you got
nude.
one?
Okay,
I'm
thank
sorry,
you for
Bibbidi.
letting me
I already hit
know.
the button. Is it too late to stop it? Back. Oh, it's not. It's not too late to stop it. Raid has been canceled.
Sauna, it...
Okay.
No, it didn't. I already took care of that. Never
Who's
mind.
Guttress? Playing Elden Ring and only has one person. Okay, that's perfect. Let's get in there. 2 viewers ready to raid. 3 ready to raid. 4 ready to raid. Let's do it. Raid now.
Door! Steady. Door open. The painting. Which room? In here? Oh! It looks the same. Does look the same.
Let's go! Yo! I'll get you a shout out here. Welcome in, Raiders. For those that don't know me, I am Guttress1. I am a Clancast member as well as a B42 member. I stream a lot of Sea of Thieves, Monster Hunter, and random variety games. Currently playing through Elden Ring. This is not my first playthrough. How's it going? How was your stream? What'd you guys do? The beginner's guide. What is the beginner's guide? Bibbidi! Welcome! Thanks so much for the raid. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so as I said, this is not my first Elden Ring playthrough, but it's just a new playthrough on a new character. So if you do enjoy Elden Ring, just sit back, relax. It's a fun game that also punishes you for making mistakes like I just did. Like that.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
I'm not mad, man. WDDC2, thank you. That's a hard thing to say. WDC2, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Welcome to the crew. This dude is an absolute bastard. Alright, yeah, definitely. Let me go ahead and get that hydrate as he's rushing me. Come on, dude. I have a stream to entertain. Chill. Yeah. Might be able to actually break his guard. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, that's a miss. That was a mistake. Mistakes were made. You swapped to a staff? Now's the moment. You own it.